Today, I want to talk about the Etsy customer journey. I don't think enough sellers realize the journey that customers go through. And in return, if you understand the journey, then you understand how to capitalize on the things within the journey to snag more customers, to get more sales overall. So today, I'm going to go through the journey so that you guys can, of course, get more sales. If you don't know who I am, I'm LL, founder of the Handmade and Beyond community, podcast, YouTube channel, help other Etsy sellers start, build, and grow their businesses. All right, let's get started. So the first part of the journey that I want to talk about is the front end. So there's three parts. You got the front, right, where the customers get started, and then you got the back end, and then you got the repeat customer. And all of this kind of bleeds into one another, creating the customer journey that customers go through. So the question is, how do I capitalize on the customer journey to get more sales, to get more repeat buyers, to get people coming back and buying from me? And there's a lot of competition, so it's important to understand the different keys within that journey that you guys can capitalize on. So what I want to talk with the first part of this is basically the front end. The thing that what customers see first in the journey when they're looking or finding your product. So the first part of this is obviously going to be SEO. And that is how customers find you and even basically get the opportunity to buy from you. So using the right keywords in your title, tag, descriptions, targeting the right audience, targeting the right niche, making sure you're doing keyword research, because without that, customers are never going to even find you for you to have the opportunity to snag them and bring them into your store and to buy your stuff. So you have to make sure you're doing proper keyword research, putting keywords in your title and tag that will give you the best opportunity of success. So look at it as fishing lines in the water. And you're going to start with the right keywords, doing keyword research, which is going to put you at the right lake with the most fish. But then the number of keywords you're using and the quality of keywords you're using will basically give you, each of those give you a rod, a line in the water. So if you're fishing at a lake that you know there's fish with only one rod, yeah, you have a chance, but is your chance going to be as good as if you have 10 rods or 20 rods? So that is what SEO will give you. So that's step one. Give yourself the opportunity to get in the ball game, to be found. So that's the first step. The second step is once they're finding you and they're looking at the listing, so you're basically showing up in search, they're scrolling through all the listings. So once they find you, then it's pictures. Right? So that is what's going to draw them into your world, where they're going to stop the scroll and click into your listing, which is even going to give you a better chance of making that sale. So you have to make sure your pictures are high quality, visually appealing, easy to see your product. They don't have they're not blurry. They don't have a busy background. Your item pops out. Usually a white background is best. A lot of the backgrounds that people use without white kind of can get busy. Your item can get lost. So pictures are basically stopping the scroll. SEO gets you on the first page, second page. Pictures stop the scroll when they're scrolling. So that's step one. Step two. The other thing that kind of goes along with pictures is the video. So you should have a listing video, because when they hover over your listing picture, it plays the video and it will help you in terms of them clicking into the listing. So try to slowly start adding videos of your products. You can do slideshow videos of pictures, of still pictures. There's a lot of different ways to do it. Or as you're making your product, you can kind of take a quick picture. You can use a Lazy Susan to basically video your item being turned. If it's smaller, there's a lot of different ways to have high quality, really good, engaging videos. But that's a really good part, a really good way to snag them. The other way that a lot of people don't realize to snag people is through the visual cues. So visual cues. Pardon my handwriting. It is terrible. So what do I mean by visual cues? So these are the visual cues that Etsy has added on the platform. that basically gives you a badge that shows up that kind of helps create urgency and or scarcity for someone to actually buy. Sales, that is a visual cue. It shows up as a markdown price. So basically you have, something that's $20, they'll show a slash, and then now it'll be like, if it's 50% off, just for example, then it'll be $10. So that looks visually appealing. They're like, oh crap, this item is on sale, 50% off. I better take advantage of this opportunity, or 30% off or 20% off, whatever the case may be. Also with sales is at the end of the sale, Etsy, I don't know the exact time frame, but I think it's like 1 or 2 days. They'll say, oh, only 1 day left or end soon. Basically creating urgency for people to buy so that they're like, oh crap, this ends soon. I better take advantage of this sale. So that's one way through the visual cue. The other visual cue that Etsy uses is scarcity through limited quantities. If you're selling unique products, you only have one, they will say, only one left, or basically only one left. But if you sell multiples, if you can make multiples of the same item, but your quantity gets low, I think if it gets 3 or under, they'll say only 3 left or only 2 left. So we'll say that as in form of a badge, on here, it's like only 1 left or whatever. It'll pop up as a badge, basically to stop people and be like, oh, that's building scarcity. So people don't want it to run out. They want to buy it. It also does it with adds to cart, where they'll be like, 20 people have this in their cart. This is getting jumbled, but you get my point. They'll put a badge like 20 other people have this in their cart. And if you see 20 other people have this in their cart and there's only 1 left, holy smokes, I better buy this. Or only 2 left. So Etsy does those things on the front end to help you sell more. So you have to know that that's happening and kind of take advantage of that. And you can, there's nothing wrong with, running a sale to do that. There's nothing wrong with only having limited quantities and you just add more later. That's fine. It adds to the cart. You can't influence that, right? The other thing that you can't influence that is a visual cue on the front end is bestseller. So they will give you a bestseller badge for items that sell a lot. Do we know what that is? No. But we know it's, if you sell quite a few in a limited amount of time, we don't know either of those factors. They'll give you a bestseller badge. Again, that doesn't create urgency or scarcity, but that creates value and trust. So they're hitting on all these key marketing things to help you. So your goal is to control the ones that you can control. And by controlling the ones that you can control, hopefully you will get the other ones that you can't control, such as more adds to cart, such as more bestsellers. Those things you can't control. The other thing on the front end is reviews. They will show this for most listings. It does show up for all listings, where sometimes it shows it bigger, where it actually shows the stars. Sometimes it just shows like a condensed, version of it, where it's like, it'll be like 4.9, and it'll have like a little star here or something like that. Sometimes it will show the actual stars. So reviews are always important. It's best to get as many reviews as possible, especially early on. Reviews do help you with customer trust. They also help you with SEO and search. The algorithm looks at your reviews and kind of plays into your reviews. So those are the front end cues that you should be taking advantage of and you should know about, so that you can hopefully capitalize on those things. So I am going to get rid of this jumbled mess. So that's the front end stuff. So back end stuff, right? So what's the back end stuff? So this is the stuff that I'm talking about when they actually get into your listing, right? When you snag them on the front end, you actually got them into your listing. Okay, what happens next? Now you have to get them to buy. And how do you do that, since you can't directly force them to buy? You can't grab the credit card out of their hand and force them to buy, right? And put it in yourself. So these are the things that you can do to set yourself up for success, to hopefully get them to pull that trigger and to buy once they are inside your listing. So the first one is through descriptions, through your listing descriptions. I'm going to make like a little listing description here. Look at that. You guys didn't know I could draw, could you? So that is your listing description. So your listing description is your value statement, why they should buy, your elevator pitch. You should tell them about your item, who it's for, why they should buy it, value statements, how it's made, high quality, attention to detail, meticulously made. So those value statements basically showcasing your item is the best product on the market, the best product made, only the highest quality materials, and it should be broken out into sections. So usually there's a lot of different ways to do this, but usually you should have a section of, your first section is basically your value, basically your pitch, right? We're just going to put it as a pitch. Who it's for, why they should buy it, value statements of the quality, yada, yada, all that stuff. Basically your elevator pitch of why they should buy it, paragraph form, lots of good high value keywords in there. Don't keyword dump, write it in paragraph form. Your next should be like, your next section should be like any like instructions. So care instructions or how to care for your item, different things like that. How to washing instructions, if it's applicable. You should put care instructions. Your next thing should be specs. Sorry guys, this is terrible. But if you're just listening to this, not watching it, it's probably for the best. So your specs section, like height, weight, material, all that stuff. And these can be in any order. I think your pitch should definitely be first. Care, specs section. Maybe you have an FAQ section. So FAQ, common questions that people ask about this item that people message you, put them in there. If people have, so the goal of the description is to answer every question so that they're not going on and buying from someone else. So if you haven't answered their question, chances are they're not going to take the time to reach out to you. So you have to assume that people are busy, they get distracted. So answer all their questions in your description so that if they're trying to find an answer, it's already in there. They're not having to reach out because chances are they won't reach out to you, and that's not what you want. They'll move on and buy from someone else. So FAQ section is really good. Now, another section that you can put in here is ordering instructions. So basically, if you have personalized items, a lot of people mess this up, how to order personalized items. They're not putting the necessary information in there. So you can kind of recap that. Now, if you have a personalized item, you need ordering instructions, you would move this obviously up here under the pitch or even above the pitch. But you want to make sure that they're ordering the item and not messing it up. A lot of people do mess it up because they don't read, but hey, this is our opportunity to at least try to get them in there. The other thing too is backlinks. So link 1, link 2, and you can pop these in there. You can even pop the backlinks into the pitch. Backlinks are basically just links to a shop section or a shop listing that are relevant. So if you sell a necklace and you're like, oh, hey, you want to get the matching earrings? Boom, here's this link. Or, hey, you want to get the matching bracelet? Boom, here's this link. 1 or 2, don't overdo this. You don't want to distract them with too many options. Paralysis by analysis, the old saying, they get distracted. There's too many options. They can't decide. They don't buy and they move on. Boom, worst thing that could happen. All right, so that's a pretty good framework. There's other stuff that you can add in there, but that's a pretty good framework that you can use for your description to build value, to stop them from leaving, and to make sure that they buy from you. So description is number 1. All right, so that's number 1. I'm going to erase this. Number 2 is going to be pictures. I know you're going to be like, oh, well, that was part of the front end. Well, yeah, it's part of the front end, but it's part of the back end too. Why? Because you have 10 picture spots, valuable real estate. Your first picture, right? The first one draws them in. So your first one should be the best, what you think is the best. But your other pictures are other great opportunities to sell your item. So you want to do different angles of your item. You want to do front, back, top, bottom, every angle they can envision. The other part of this is put the item in use. So if it's something that someone uses, show it being used. If it's something that people use as decor, show it being decorated. If it's something people wear, show it being worn. People need help visualizing it. It's the same reason that people stage houses to sell them. And it's like 20%, they get 20% more or something like that to stage a house. And that's like, okay, it's $5,000 to stage a house. We get 20% more, still making $15,000 more, on a $20,000, $200,000 house, something like that, whatever. Don't check my math. But anyways, so this is why people stage houses. So people have a hard time visualizing things. So show it how being used, every angle in its space, being worn. Also, your pictures can be more dynamic than that. You can, if you sell like multiple different colors, you can have like a color palette, basically showing the different colors. Color 1, color 2, color 3, color 4. You can also have written stuff, if you want to do ordering instructions, you can have it written on here instead of putting it in your description. Have it both places. People don't read, right? So more, kind of build that redundancy in there. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with your pictures. There's 10 spots. So every angle should fill up a lot of them, but you can also do, different options or different variations. You can do any written information in there, care instructions, boom, the same stuff you put in your description. You can have it written and add it in as a picture. So think outside of the box with this, but anything to help curate your listing to create value. And if you're creating value in the listing itself, people are assuming that the product is also valuable. So again, don't make it spammy. Don't make it like super spammy looking, but make it clean, make it nice, make it informative, make it professional. And that'll definitely help you guys out as far as your pictures go to add value and hopefully get that sale. The other part of this, again, reviews. I know this was a front end thing. These are weird stars. All right, there we go. I was like, can I not grow it? It's like the angle. I was like, can I not draw a star? These look terrible. So it's 5 stars reviews. So they're even more apparent inside the listing. Pops out. It actually shows what people are saying. So your reviews are important. One good thing is to have obviously 5-star reviews on average. The other good thing is if you reply to your 5-star reviews. So when you reply to a review, it locks it so the person can't change it. Not that someone that leaves a 5-star review would change it, but even still, if maybe your item falls apart after a month and it's not your fault and they want to come back and change it, they can't because they already left you 5-star. If you have like a 3-star or 2-star, 4-star, don't reply and try to fix it, right? Don't reply to the review because then they can't fix it. They can't update it. So solve the problem and ask them to update it. That's a good strategy. But anyways, if you reply to 5 stars, it shows that you're engaged even further. So not only are you getting 5-star reviews, people are like, wow, this person really cares. They're actually taking the time to thank the customers, show their appreciation, show they're not just a number. So that is one good thing that you can do with the reviews. So those are the things as far as the back end, the main things that you can do to help bring it home, right? To finalize the sale, finalize the deal. Now, the last part of this, let me erase this part. Last part of this is repeat customers. So this is key. The more repeat customers you have, the more it will help you. On average, you don't get a lot, but you can increase your repeat customers. Usually it's less than 10%. But again, if you do this right, you can get up past that, and that the repeat buyers will really help bring home some really good profit for you guys. So obviously the first part of this is customer service, CS, great customer service. So you're actually, and this is kind of all inclusive umbrella. Great customer service means great product, great follow-up, showing your appreciation for them, including a packing slip, thanking them, making sure they reach out to you if there's any problems, responding to them fast in Messenger, and really comes down to shipping the item fast. People hate getting stuff slow. Shipping the item fast and make sure it's a great product. It's what you said it would be. It doesn't fall apart. It lasts. It's actually, the colors are what the listing said it would be. It looks like the pictures, the same sizes, all that stuff. Just make sure you're delivering on your promise of what you said you would deliver on. And that will make people really happy. So that's part of this. The packing slip is part of this, making sure you're thanking them, reaching out if there's any problems, like I said. The other part of this is going to be promos. Promos is key. Basically, once you're building value, great customer service, valuable product, and then a promo to help buy them again. So on the packing slip, you're going to include a promo code for them to come back and buy from you again. You can send them, if you have an email list, you can send them a promo, an email, sale, a discount. You can do it that way. You can also do it on social media. If you have a social media account to promote, to basically help continue the loyalty and show your appreciation, but give them a discount on a future order. So promos work not only for front end, not only for new customers, it helps for existing customers, probably even more because they already know your product. And who doesn't love a deal? So it's even more of an enticement for them to come back and buy from you again because you're giving them a little bit of a discount. So you can think outside of the box with promos. A lot of people are like straight up sales discounts. You can do bulk order deals. Buy two, get a certain percentage off or a free item. So you can do things like that. So think outside of the box. I mean, it is kind of limited to what you can set up within Etsy, but there are different kind of promotional things that you can do to show your appreciation, to show value. The other thing too is, another good tactic here is when you're sending out stuff, if you have free samples, if you have like a free accessory, some low cost items to actually show value, that's a great way to build loyalty. That's a great way to basically not only get them to show other stuff, sample other stuff, and unlike other stuff and come back to buy from you again, but it's also really cool to get stuff that you didn't expect, as like kind of like a gift. So you can do that too. Free, items that basically add value. So depending on your niche, there's a lot of things that you can do to help add value that they'll come back and buy from you again. The other part of this, outside of promos, is going to be like new products. New products. So you should always have new products being released to help give people a reason to come back and buy from you again. If you always have the same stuff, even though they love your stuff, they're not going to have a reason to come back and buy from you again because they already have what they wanted from your shop. So new products is a good way to entice them to come back. You can also talk about new stuff. Okay, I have this new stuff, or I have this holiday stuff, or I have this seasonal stuff. So on social media, your email list, you can feature different stuff in your shop, new products in your shop to entice them to come back and buy from you again to get the next new thing. Look at companies, what they do. They're always releasing new stuff. So if they have a loyal following, they want people to continue to come back and buy the next big thing from them. So think about your business the same way. You're no different than Apple or any of these businesses, besides the fact that they have billions of dollars and we don't. But new products, even if it's simple, you have a new candle line, boom, hey, come back and buy my new candles. Let's see if I can draw a candle. Oh yeah, this is fantastic candle. So new candle line, new scents, new fragrances. So whatever you want to do that's in line with your niche to help entice them, it's probably the best thing that you can do to create excitement. Not only for you, it is exciting to talk about some new thing that you did, but from your past customers to basically think, hey, look at this new thing. Come back and buy my new thing. So that's it, guys. That's a life cycle. This is how to snag new buyers. Once you understand the life cycle, then you pull the levers and you tweak what you're doing to try and get more people to pull that trigger to buy. So we got the front end, we got the back end stuff, and then we got the repeat customers, all working in tandem together. So tweak those different areas, understand the different areas, so you too can snag more customers at the end of the day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, liked it, and it provided some value for you.